Hello. So we are going to start CAT 2025, target 99 percentile, quantitative aptitude, algebra functions part 2. We have already covered few things in algebra function part 1. Now we are going to have this class in the continuation. So let's see. So basically we have seen a little bit about functions. We have seen a little bit about domains in the previous session, as well as we understood that what kind of functions we can get in the exam. So we are going to take a couple of concepts more, specifically the function of maxima minima. So let's say we have function that is maximum of let's say x 2x plus 3 and comma uh, uh, 3 minus 5x. So we have this kind of function. Now we are going to see what kind of questions we can get on this, the function of maxima minima, and try to understand how we are going to approach these kind of questions, right? So basically, if I'm going to see that this is 2x plus 3, this is 3 minus 5x. So if I say that is, I have one equation that is y is equal to 2x plus 3, then we have another equation that is y is equal to 3 minus 5x. So there are two different straight lines, right? We have already seen in the linear equation that in linear equation you have one variable, you have power of x is 1, power of y is 1. So y is equal to 2x plus 3 and y is equal to 3 minus 5x. So basically there are two functions, right? And the question is talking about the maximum of that function. So out of the two function, it is talking about which function is giving you higher value. There might be a different function, for example, the minimum function of 2x plus 3 and 3 minus 5x. So the question can ask about the maximum function, it can ask about the minimum function. Both things are fine. So how we are going to deal with this kind of question? So let's see. So first of all, try to make a graph. So y is equal to 2x plus 3. That's what I'm trying to draw. Okay. So if x is 0, y is going to be 3. If y is 0, then x is going to be minus 3 by 2. So I am going to have this line as this. So this is something that I am going to get. Okay. Now if x is 0, then y is going to be 3. Now if y is 0, then x is going to be 3 upon 5. So that is going to lie somewhere here, and this is going to be my second line. So in this I have two functions and both are lines, and I have two line functions. Okay. Now if I am going to see, and I'm not I'm talking about maximum function or minimum function right now. So this function contains both the functions. So rarely it has been asked that there are three functions as well, but we don't need to worry about it. So what happens that I have in fx itself, I have two functions. One function is 2x plus 3, second function is 3 minus 5x, and I have drawn both the functions. Okay. So if x is somewhere here, so how many values of fx are possible? Two. That can lie on this, that can lie on this, either of the lines. Okay. If x is this, then there are two values, this and this. If x is here somewhere, so two values of this. If you see at x equal to 3, both values are same. Then sorry, at x equal to 0, both values are same and they are equal to 3. Then again I'm going to get two values at x this, I'm going to have two values this and this. At x equal to this, again two values, and so on. So this is something that we do have. Okay. Now I'm talking about a maximum function. Now what is a maximum function? Maximum function means when I am getting two values, so I am going to pick up the higher value. So this value will be selected if I'm talking about the maximum function. If I'm going to talk about minimum function, I'm going to pick this value. Okay. So this, then this, then this, then this. So this till this point, the function is decreasing. Now, though both values has become equal, now I'm going to pick the second function, that is this function. So this is actually going to be the graph of the maximum function. On the other hand, if I'm going to talk about the minimum function, so this lower graph is going to be the graph of minimum function. Now, if you see this value, so this value is the highest value of the minimum function, and at the same time this value is the lowest value of the maximum function. So whenever you are going to get a question on maximum function, generally question is going to ask what is the minimum value, and when we are going to talk about the minimum function, then question is going to talk about what is the maximum value. So maximum value of minimum function will be more or less same as the minimum value, highest value of the minimum function, and that's how we are going to approach. Okay, now that is one way to deal with it. Now what is the second way to deal with it? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to equate both the functions. So I'm going to say 2x plus 3, and that is equal to 3 minus 5x. So I can say that it is equal to 7x, and that's equal to 0. So x comes out to be 0. So after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug in x over here. So x equal to 0 is here. So y is equal to 3, as well as y equal to 3. So what is at x equal to 0, I'm going to get minimum value of maximum function, and that's going to be 3. And at x equal to 0, I'm going to get maximum value of minimum function, that's going to be 3. So if I'm going to get this kind of question, I generally what is generally done, just equate both the functions and plug in the values. More likely you are going to get the answer. So now at which value you get the minimum function or maximum value, that is at x equal to 0. What is the value? That is 3. So always remember what question is talking about. Question is talking about at which value you are going to get maxima or minima. So you need to find out the value of x. And if question says what is the value of function, what is the maximum or minimum value of the function, then you get the value of x, and then you plug it in, and then you get the answer. So that's the approach we are going to have. Now let's solve few questions and see how we are going to approach different kind of questions. Okay, so this is the first question that we have. Okay, so basically this question is talking about the mod function, and how we are going to approach. Now what is mod function? What does mod function gives us? If I say mod x equal to, let's say, 2, so what does mod do? Mod makes every value positive. So mod of 2 is going to be 2, as well as mod of minus 2 is going to be 2. Mod simply changes the sign. It doesn't change the value. So if the value is positive, it will show as it is. If value is negative, it makes it positive. So mod changes the sign, and it always makes a negative value positive. It doesn't impact any positive value. Okay. Now let's solve this question. So what does it say? So it says that fx is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay. What is gx? That is 7 minus 2x. Okay. Now what does question says? Mod of fx plus gx, and that is equal to mod of fx plus mod of gx. Okay. Now people might think it is going to be true for all values. It maybe may not be, and no one is sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to plug in the values. So mod of 2x minus 5 plus 7 minus 2x. Okay. And that is equal to mod of 2x minus 5 plus mod of 7 minus 2x. Okay. Fair enough. So here 2x cancels out. I got mod of 2, and mod of 2 is going to be 2. And that is equal to mod of 2x minus 5 plus mod of 7 minus 2x. Now, what is the range? How I'm going to find out the range? Now, this is going to be a tricky scenario. Now, we haven't studied mod. Even if we have studied mod, this question is not going to be very easy. So what I'm going to do, that so everyone's stuck. What should we do in this question? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put x equal to 0. So why I'm putting x equal to 0, I'll explain that. So if I'm going to put x equal to 0, so this becomes mod of minus 5. So mod of minus 5 is going to be 5. And if I put x equal to 0, mod of 7 is going to be 7. So LHS becomes 2 and RHS become 12. Both values are not equal, means this equation is not defined at x equal to 0. Okay. So First option, there is no 0 because it is lying between 2.5 and 3.5. So definitely not this one. It may be the answer, may not be the answer. In this, x is less than 5 by 2 means x can be 0, and at x equal to 0 is not defined. So it means my option B is rejected. Similarly, I can say option C is rejected. Now I'm left out with two options. Now 5 by 2, 7 by 2, 5 by 2, 7 by 2. Okay. What is the difference? The difference is 2.5. It is defined at x equal to 2.5, and it is not defined at x equal to 2.5 because there is no equal sign. So I am going to plug in 2.5. If it satisfies, then my answer will be D. If it doesn't satisfy, then my answer is going to be A. So I am going to plug in x equal to 2.5. Okay. So 2.5 into 2 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay. So 0. 7 minus 5 is going to be 2. So 2 is equal to 2. Yes. Does it satisfy? Yes. So in this case, my answer of this question is going to be option D. So approach the questions of function carefully. Generally, they are feared. People think that they are unable to solve the questions of function, but questions of function can be solved in multiple ways. The best way to solve these kind of questions is going to the options, and you will get it. Let's move on to the next one. So if fx is equal to minimum of something, so this is the function that is minimum function. We have discussed about it, and question is talking about the maximum value of the minimum function. So it is talking about the value of fx. So what I'm going to do, first of all, how we are going to solve it, I'm just going to put both the values equal. So 2x square is equal to 52 minus 5x. Okay. Now what I can say, 2x square minus 5x plus plus 5x minus 52, and that's equal to 0. Okay, so that's what we have, and it is going to be how much? 104. So 104, so I can say that it is equal to 2x square plus 13x minus 8x minus 52, and that's equal to 0. Okay, take x common, 2x minus 2x plus 13 minus 4 common, 2x minus 13, sorry, 2x plus 13, and that's equal to 0. So from here, I am going to get two values of x is equal to 4, as well as x is equal to minus 13 by 2. So x equal to 4 and x equal to minus 13 by 4. So I am going to get maximum value at both the functions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to plug in x equal to 4 over here. So that is going to be 2 into 4 square, that is 16, comma 52 minus, sorry, 2 into 4 square, 16 into 2 is 32, and 52 minus 20 is going to be 32. So it is going to be fx is equal to minimum of 32 comma 32. So what is the value, what is the minimum value of the function? That is going to be 32 itself. So answer of this question comes out to be 32 directly. You don't have to worry about it. Just put both values equal, you will get the answer. Okay, this is 13 by 2. Now let's move on to the next question. What does it say? If you see that question number 2 and question number 3 are very similar, and both the questions has appeared in the same year, that is CAT 2018. Now it is maximum function and question is talking about the minimum value. What I am going to do, I am going to put 5x is equal to 52 minus 2x square. Okay, so I am going to get 2x square plus 5x minus 52, and that's equal to 0. So how we are going to factorize? We are not going to factorize. We are simply going to go back to the previous question and see 2x square plus 5x minus 52 equal to 0. 2x square plus 5x minus 52 equal to 0. So we are not going to factorize. We are simply going to look at the solution of the previous question. X is equal to 4 and minus 13 by 2. So what I'm going to do now? I am going to plug in that value over here. I'm going to put x equal to 4 over here. So this value is going to be 20, comma, 52 minus 32, that is going to be 20. So fx is equal to maximum of 20 comma 20, and that's equal to 20, right? So what is the minimum possible value of this function? That's going to be 20. Now you might think that why I'm not plugging in this value, because if I plug this value, then I need to calculate more, because if you see, the calculation is a little higher. Now the uh, second reason why I'm not plugging in, because this is a theta question, and in theta question there are no values, no answers that are in fractions. So there is no use in putting up this value and solving it, and spending a lot of time. And even if you are getting a fractional value, you can't plug that in. So that's the reason I'm taking only integral values. I'm not taking non-integral values, because in theta questions the only possible values are positive integers. So that's why. And second thing, it says where x is any positive real number, so this is anyhow rejected, so there is no point in taking that value. So now let's move on. Okay, now let's see this question. What does it says? Consider a function satisfying f of x plus y is equal to f of x into f of y. Okay, so I have where x and y are positive integers. Okay, and f1 is given as 2 as 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take x and y both 1. So f of 1 plus 1, that is equal to f of 1 into f of 1, right? So that is going to be 2 into 2, 4. So I can say 2 square. So I can say that f2 is equal to 2 square. Okay, let's put x equal to 1, y equal to 2. So I am going to get f of 1 plus 2, that is equal to f of 1 into f of 2. Okay, what is the value of f of 1? 2. What is the value of f of 2? 2 square. So this value comes out to be 2 cube. What is the value of f of 3? So f3 is equal to 2 cube. If I put x equal to 1, y equal to 3, so I am going to get 1 plus 3, that is equal to f of 4, and that is equal to f of 1 into f of 3. Okay, and that's equal to 2 power 4. So f1 is 2 power 1, f2 is 2 power 2, f3 is 2 power 3, f4 is 2 power 4. So from here we can conclude that fn is equal to 2 power n. So this is the function that we have defined. So this is what we have. Okay. Now with this help, we need to solve this question. And what does it says? Okay. So fa plus 1. So I am directly using the definition of the question, that is fa into f1. Okay, plus the next value is fa into f2 plus fa into f3 up to fa into fn. So this is what we have. This is what question is talking about, and that is equal to 16 times 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so f1 is 2, so I'm saying 2 fa plus 2 square fa plus 2 cube fa, and so on up to 2 power n fa, and that is equal to 16 times 2 power n minus 1. Okay, I am going to take 2fa common. Okay, so what I am going to get? I am going to get 1 plus 2 plus 3, 2 square plus 2 cube up to 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so basically, I am having f a plus 1, a plus 2, a plus 3 up to up to a plus n. So I am starting from 1 and reaching till n. So how many terms we are talking about? We are talking about n terms, right? So n terms. So basically, these are n terms that we are talking about. That is 16 times 2 power n minus 1. So I am just cancelling it by this. So I am going to get 8. Okay. So fa times. Now this is a geometric progression. So what is the sum of geometric progression? That is a, that is 1 plus, 1 r power n. So r is what? 2. What is the number of terms? N minus 1 upon r minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. Common ratio is 2, and that is equal to a times 2 power n minus 1. Okay. So fa, I am going to write it as 2 power a. We have already figured this out. 2 minus 1 is 1, so it is in the bracket, it is going to be 2 power n minus 1, and that is equal to 2 power 3 into 2 power n minus 1, cancel out. So 2 power a equal to 2 power 3, so a comes out to be 3. Now, this is a question that seems tricky in the exam, but if you are going to practice few questions of this type, these kind of questions are not very rare in the exam. You can, if you practice few questions of these type, you can easily solve this question. It might be a little lengthier, so I would say you can avoid this question. But if you are solving questions in second round, then I would say it is a definitely doable question, not too difficult, but not too short as well. Shortcuts are not going to work. So just spend some time, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. More likely you will get the answer if you are solving this question in round 2. In round 1, I won't be going with this question. Now let's move on to this question. What does it say? Is question number 2020. Okay. So let's say uh, uh, f of 5 plus x is equal to f of 5 minus x for every real x. Okay. Fx has 10 distinct roots. Okay. Then the sum of these roots is what? Okay. So fx equal to 0 means at the value of x, it is going to be, the function is going to be 0. Okay. Now what is going to happen? Okay. What is a root? So root means the value of x at which function becomes 0. Okay. Now we have this. Okay. So what I am going to do, I have x is equal to 5 plus x, and that is equal to f is equal to 5 minus x. Okay. So what I am going to do in this case, I can take multiple approaches. First approach is hit and trial. I can just go with hit and trial. Then I can take other approaches as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 5 plus x is equal to 5 plus x is equal to let's say a. So x is equal to 5 a minus 5. Okay. I'm just going to put this value. So f of a is equal to uh, x is equal to a minus 5, and so that is equal to 10 minus a. Okay. Now what do we have? So if function is 0, if a is 1, so let's say this is equal to 0. Okay. A is a root. So if a is a root, then 10 minus a is a root, right? So if one of my roots is a, second root is definitely going to be a 10 minus a. If second root is b, then next root is going to be 10 minus b, because if function is 0 at a, it is also going to be 0 at 10 minus a. So what is the sum of all the roots? That is going to be this. So I can say my sum of roots is definitely going to be what? 20. So my answer of this question is going to be 20. So this is actually a tricky question. I would say a little comparatively difficult question. But if you are comfortable with the concept of roots, it is not a lengthy question. It is a short question. Can be solved in two and a half, hardly 2.5 minutes. Now let's move on to the next one. What does it says? Okay. Now it says that fx is equal to ax square plus b, x square plus ax plus b, and gx is equal to this. Okay, so I'm going to write gx, and that is equal to f of x plus 1 minus f of x minus 1, and it says that G20 is given to us as 72. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to plug in x equal to 20, not going to think much, directly going to put 20 over here. So G of 20, I can say that is equal to f of 21 minus f of 19. Okay. G of 20 is given to us as 72. Now, what is f of 21? Just going to plug in x equal to 21 over here. So x square is 21 square, that is 441 plus 21a plus b. That's what we got. Okay. What is the value of f19? So x is 19, that is 361 minus 19a minus b. So LHS becomes 72, RHS becomes 80 minus 2a, and BB gets cancelled. Okay. So from here I can say that 2a is equal to 8. So a is equal to 4. Now, so till now everything is clear. The worst part is we are solving for b. We got the value of a and we have no relation of b. Now what we are going to do? So I am going to write the function again, that is fx is equal to x square plus 4x plus b. Okay. Now I am left out with b. I have no clue how to solve this question, what to do, what not to do. We don't understand. Okay. Now I'm going to reread the question. The question is saying then the smallest possible value of b. Okay. The question is talking about the smallest possible value of b. Okay. So it means this from this I can conclude there are going to be multiple values of b, and apart from among those the question is talking about the smallest possible value of b. Okay. Now, is there any information that I have not made use of? So basically, there is this statement fx that's greater equal than 0. We have not this statement, we have not used this statement at all. And fx is what? Fx is a quadratic function. So fx is what? Fx is a quadratic function, and quadratic function is greater equal than 0. What does it mean? So it means the graph looks like this. The graph looks like this. And it says that there is going to be one root. So one root means d should be equal to 0. And here so basically b square is 16 minus 4, a is 1, c is b, and that is equal to 0. So from here we can say b equal to 4. So my answer of this question is going to be option b. So that's how we are going to approach these kind of questions. So in functions, you are going to use the basic concepts of linear equations, you are going to use the basic concepts of quadratic equations. So in functions you can directly get a question of function, but apart from that there are going to be use of the concepts of linear, quadratic equations, mods, logs. So in function you can get question of any type. And with this so just solve few more questions of functions, and stay in touch with us. If you have any doubt, just drop a comment and we'll respond to you. And with this, thank you.